What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Maverick Postgame. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we've got another full show for you as swimming and dives sweep the RMAC championships.
And men's basketball take down #1 opponents.
Also, women's basketball clinched the RMAC regular season champ title.
And women's wrestling sends 4 wrestlers to the first ever NCAA championships.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Jordan Browning.
And I'm Kylie Hoffman.
Let's take a look at all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics.
Roll it! Welcome back, everyone. Once again, I am Kylie Hoffman.
And I'm Jordan Browning. Let's jump right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place over the past week here at CMU. Hosting the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Championships right here in Grand Junction, the Mesa swim and dive teams absolutely crushed the competition last week in their 8th straight team title sweep. Over the course of the 5-day-long competition, 47 different Mesa athletes competed for gold in the competition. Hosting 6 different schools, the El Pomar Natatorium was packed with parents and fans from all over the country. Every day, the athletes began their preliminary rounds at 10:30 a.m. and then returned to the pool later in the night for the finals. The best of the best were all gathered here in the West for the ultimate RMAC showdown. Starting on Tuesday, the Mavericks opened the RMAC championships in a dominant fashion. For the men, redshirt junior Gourmet Guth broke 2 championship records just on day 1. First, he set a new 200 free record time of 1 minute and 35.07 seconds. Then, as a team, Guth, Vester, Filio, and Schmeldenfield set a new championship record in the 800-yard freestyle relay with a time of 6 minutes and 27.43 seconds. The men were not the only ones to do it, however, as the women's 800-yard freestyle relay team, Wilkinson, Quinnell, Sazarovic, and Hansen all set a new championship record time of 7 minutes and 18.27 seconds. At the end of day 1, Mesa had already taken home 8 gold medals. Moving on to day 2 and 3, the stakes grew larger as more pool and championship records were recorded. Between the 2 days, the Mavs swept 8 events for both the men's and women's teams. First, Olympian Gourmet Guth broke another championship and school record with his 100 fly time of 46.66 seconds. Guth won this event and the 50 free as well. Fellow Maverick Ben Vester captured the gold for both the 200 and 400 individual medley as well. For the women, Kiara Borchard finished in the first for the 100 fly, and Olivia Hansen got the gold for the 1,000 free. Mesa also walked away with gold in both diving events held in these 2 days as Kenya Maya defended her 3-meter diving title for her 5th career RMAC championship. And RMAC Ryan Campbell took the 1-meter diving title. In both days, the Mavs combined for a total of 40 medals and 14 total event titles. Now, moving on to the final days of the championships, the Mavericks were already meters ahead of their competition, but had no plans of slowing down. Breaking a 7-year-long RMAC championship record, Gourmet Guth, Oscar Sawicki, Richard Schmeldenfield, and Holden Converto swam the 200 freestyle relay in an impressive 1 minute and 18.04 seconds. Guth then set his final record time of 42.97 seconds in the 100 freestyle on Saturday. Kenya Meyer broke her own RMAC championship record on Saturday as well in the women's 1-meter diving event. Olivia Hansen improved her own school record in the 500 free, and Melania Gardreau set a new NCAA qualifying time of the 200 breaststroke, ranking number 2 in the program in national history. As a team, the Mavericks won 32 of the 42 events over the 5 days and combined for 71 total medals. That's more than the rest of the competition had combined, of 56 medals. Both the women and men's team finished over 400 points ahead of second-place Colorado School of Mines. The Mavs also swept the overall meet awards, with Aaron Johnson and Olivia Hansen claiming the swimmer of the meet awards, and Ryan Campbell, David Roethlisberger, and Kenya Meyer claiming the diver of the meet awards. It was a historic week for the Mesa swim and dive teams. Every swimmer and diver should be proud of the work they have put in and how they're representing their schools. Congratulations to the Mavericks for their 8th straight RMAC title.
Soaring into the RMAC rankings, the Colorado Mesa men's basketball team has been busy the past 2 weeks. The next 4 RMAC games for the men would prove crucial to their season as they face higher-placed teams and wrapped up their regular season at home. Starting last weekend, the Mavericks faced off against the #1 ranked team in the RMAC, the Fort Lewis Skyhawks. At the time, the Mavs were tied for 3rd place and itching to move up in the rankings to secure their spot in the RMAC championships. Starting early, Mesa already managed to make a gap difference in points. In the first half, the Mavs went on 15-3 scoring run to keep them ahead of the top team, outscoring the Skyhawks 47-29 in that first half. Mesa was hungry for blood going into the second. Never trailing once in the game, Mesa managed to reach triple digits when they beat Fort Lewis 100-76. This was the first time since 2024 the team managed to break the century mark alongside beating the top team. The Mavs also matched their 3-point school record by making 18 buckets from deep. The Mavericks were not done, however, because in the next week the team would enter triple digits again and climb the RMAC rankings from their previous 3rd spot. Before heading to Westminster this past week, the Mavs won 1 more at home against New Mexico Highlands, extending their win streak to 7 straight games. Unfortunately, the streak would not last long because the Mavs were outscored 73-68 in Salt Lake City. The team then returned home for their last regular season home game and senior night in Grand Junction, taking on the Western Colorado Mountaineers. Ty Alred secured his name in the record books as he surpassed the 1,000 career point mark. After another high-scoring battle, the Mavs walked away victoriously 100-90. Senior Ty Alred was honored at the game for his successful career at CMU and also honored in the RMAC by securing his 5th RMAC Player of the Week title. Junior Clayton Jewell was also honored by the RMAC last week, securing the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week award. As a team, the Mavericks had an over 60% field goal percentage in that crucial game for the previously ranked #1 Skyhawks. The team also made 60% of their threes and 80% of their frees. The Mavs lead in more rebounds and steals as well. The team now sits in 2nd place with 14 wins and 4 losses in the RMAC behind #1 Black Hills State, who have just won 1 more win and 1 less loss than the Mavs. CMU has clinched at least a top 4 finish and will be guaranteed to host an RMAC tournament quarterfinal next week. Now, the Mavs will play their final 2 games on the road, taking on South Dakota Mines and #1 Black Hills State. Good luck to our Mavs.
Securing the longest winning streak in all of Division II basketball, the Maverick women's basketball team held their senior night game right here in Grand Junction last Saturday afternoon. The Mesa women, who currently stand at 25 straight victories, now hold the 3rd longest winning streak in all of NCAA women's basketball, right behind the Yukon Huskies. In their 24th straight victory, the Mavs headed to Salt Lake City to visit the Westminster Griffins. In that game, the Mavericks held a field goal percentage of over 52% and posted 43 rebounds to take the landslide win. 90-47. The win clinched the Mavericks the #1 seed for the RMAC competition, and a later loss of Adams State and Black Hills State clinched them the RMAC regular season title 3 games before the season was even over. Then, coming home for senior night, the Mavs faced the Western Colorado Mountaineers in yet another landslide win. The record-tying 25th straight win saw strong performances from Maverick duo Olivia Reed-Thine and Mason Rowland. Rowland, being only a sophomore, broke 1,000 points in the match, putting her on track to stand as one of the greats alongside all-time point scorer Reed-Thine. For the senior night honorees, Olivia Reed-Thine, Michaela Moore, Macy Larson, and Kaylee Page were all presented with framed jerseys and honors for their excellent careers at CMU. This is not the end for our seniors, however, because the Mavericks now go onto the road for the last 2 regular season games. They will then return home to host the RMAC championships right here in Brownson Arena.
Sending 4 wrestlers to the first ever NCAA Women's Wrestling National Championships, the Mesa women's wrestling team showed their strength in the Region 6 championships last week. Traveling to St. Charles, Missouri, the team came in ranked #8 to face their other ranked opponents. After a qualifying Day 1, the Mavs had all 10 of their wrestlers move on to Day 2 of the match. For Day 2, Mesa was facing conference rivals #15 Simon Fraser and powerhouse #2 McKendree University. On Sunday, Mia Zuniga, 103, Adriana Gomez, 110, Loriana Pistiwa, 124, and Jaylene Sakona, 207, all won their semifinal matches and sent themselves to the championship finals. All Mavs went against top-ranked wrestlers on the McKendree team. Unfortunately, all 4 Mavs came in as runner-ups in their final matches, but secured their spots in the inaugural NCAA Women's Wrestling National Championships. As a team, the Mavericks came in 3rd place out of the 15 teams with 113 points. McKendree came in first with 199.5 points, and Simon Fraser in second with 115 points. In total, the Mavs had 8 overall placers for the competition. Now, Zuniga, Gomez, Pistua, and Sakona will head to the NCAA Championships in Coralville, Iowa on March 6th and 7th. Good luck to our Mavs.
The Mesa baseball season is in full swing as the men hosted Montana State University Billings for a 4-game home series. Currently ranked 9th in the nation for D2 baseball, the Mavericks put up their first team sweep of the team in 7 years. In Thursday's 4-1 win, Colby Felix went 3 for 5 and 4 pitches combined for 11 total strikeouts. Then on Saturday, Joey Blank totaled 5 RBIs in the 7-2 and 14-3 doubleheader wins. The Mavericks also put up a season-high 14 runs in the games. Then finally on Sunday, the Mavs held strong for the weekend finish with their 7-1 win. Brooks Bachman and Noah Nofeld both led the offense with multi-hit performances. The Mavs have now won 9 straight games and remain undefeated at home. CMU hosts number 14 Augustina University this weekend to continue their 16-game homestand.
Starting their season slower than expected, the Mesa softball team now advanced to 4 wins and 8 losses with their 3 wins against Regis University this weekend in Denver. The Mavs completed in 2 doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday to combine for their 3-1 total. Mesa swept their Saturday games 3-2 and 11-7 with key performances from Chloe Kubicek with a home run and Kaylin Parsons on Sunday. The team dropped their first game to Regis 4-1, but came back later that day with a 4-3 win to secure the series win. Bryn Escobar tied the game for the Mavs, leading them to take the win with a 2-run homer with 2 strikes in the 7th inning of the finale. The Mavericks are now 3-1 on the RMAC and will open their home schedule this weekend as they host MSU Denver.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to send it over to Dean Allen with a brand new episode of Overtime. This week, Dean interviews men's lacrosse assistant coach Blake Amatu. Dean, take it away.
Today by men's lacrosse assistant coach Blake Amatu. Blake, we'll get right into it. Season opener, a really great team in Rockhurst. You guys able to get out there with the win. How did you guys get that win?
It was nice to just see the guys get out there and play hard. I think it was a long time coming for the guys to get, the opportunity to play someone else, and I think they executed properly and did what they needed to do. A lot to improve from.
Shaden Shields in that game, 11 saves, allowed 6 goals. How was he able to carry over his momentum from a season prior and start with such a great performance?
Yeah, he's extremely hungry. We have 4 other goalies behind him who are constantly pushing him, so I wouldn't just say it's a Shaden thing, but I think it's the whole goalie stable that's just pushing him to get better.
You guys graduated a few really good top performers last year on defense. How's your defense recovering from all those losses of great ball players?
Yeah, we've had guys waiting just to get their opportunity, and this year I think we've got a good group of 6 poles that are able to play. The D-mid position's improving every day behind Caleb and Gary, and so I think, they're continuing to get better and better.
Well, you guys talk about that a lot, too, of how deep your team is. How does that improve your team in practice, that there are so many different guys that can give you so many different looks, so you kind of have a scout team for anything?
Yeah, if you ask anybody on our team, they're going to tell you that we have the best roster in the country, and it kind of shows when we go down to Florida and we're able to compete against those other, top 20 teams every year. I think the guys are capable, even on the bottom of our depth chart, to go out there and beat those teams as well.
Game after that, back in Alamosa, your annual butt-whooping of the Adams State Grizzlies. How do you keep your guys motivated, even when a team that you guys know you really don't lose to?
Yeah, sometimes those games aren't the cleanest, but I think the kind of carrot at the end of the stick is those opportunities for those younger guys to get their moments. And the older guys know it because they've been through it, and they got their first time playing in a college game their freshman year in those Adams State games. And so it's kind of an unspoken thing where you go out there and play so the other guys can get their turn.
About 30 seconds left. Florida Southern coming up for you guys. You actually get to host them this year. First off, what do you know about Florida Southern? And second off, how nice is it that you get to welcome them into Grand Junction?
Yeah, I'm really excited to finally have them come out. I think it'll be a good opportunity for a Florida school to see what we have to offer in the community. And then also, I just know that they're a quality opponent. They are very gritty and hard to play. So.
Well, and talk about that grit too. How does your team reinforce that grit on your side of the ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. We work hard in practice, and I think it's kind of like one of those things where the guys are pushing each other. It's not a coach-led thing, it's a player-led thing.
Gotcha. Well, that was Blake Ambiance with Maverick Men's Lacrosse. Don't forget their home opener coming up in just a couple of weeks against Florida Southern. But I'm Dean Allen, and that's my time for overtime.
After winning the first 2 games, the men's lacrosse team is now ranked 10th in the nation for D2 lacrosse. The Mavs will open their season at home next week versus Florida Southern. We hope to see you there.
Now that we've recapped some of the action, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Guillaume Guth of the men's swimming and diving team. At the RMAC Championships, the French Olympian broke 3 CMU pool records and took home gold in all 7 events he competed in. Guth, who competed in the 2024 Paris Olympics, was crucial to the CMU team sweep of the championships and is not even done with his career as a Maverick. Being a redshirt junior, Guth has already shown power through the pool. Congratulations, Gume, for your outstanding performance. You are our Maverick of the Week. Now it is time for some closing statements. This past week, I got the honor to stand along the parents in the RMAC Swim and Dive Championships. It is clear the amount of love and support these athletes get from their supporters, and it makes a difference. Thank you to the parents who have sacrificed countless hours of their time to support and improve their athletes. I can speak for myself and many of the athletes at our school. We wouldn't be anywhere without your unconditional love and encouragement. Thank you.
My closing thoughts are on the Maverick tennis teams building momentum at the perfect time. The women were nearly flawless in Arizona, sweeping 3 matches with dominant doubles play and an unbeaten run in completed singles matches. Freshmen stepped up, veterans delivered, and now they return home with confidence for a big weekend that includes Division I and Division III competition. On the men's side, resilience stood out. After a tough regionals loss, they bounced back with 2 strong wins, including a shutout over a nationally ranked opponent. With key players like Emil Holtman leading the charge, both teams head into their home matches showing growth, grit, and strong momentum.
Now that we have wrapped up all the action from the past week and given our closing thoughts, it's time to close the show. Thank you everyone for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Jordan Browning.
And I've been Kylie Hoffman.
Be sure to check out our YouTube, Colorado Mesa TV, for more games and updates. We'll see you next time for an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or 2, and of course, have yourselves a Mesa amazing day.